merry meet and fare thee well. Settle in for a story with me, Astin Gaël. Thank you so much for being here today. This is going to be your daily collective message for Thursday, February the 26th. By the time you are seeing this, I have hopefully walked away from my doctor's appointment with a good job. You lowered your cholesterol. You realized that processed burritos multiple times a day are not actually good for you. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I am recording this on Monday, February 23rd, so I've got 3 days from the time that I'm recording this. And I'm anxious. I'm excited because while I had to take a step back from my yoga mat to heal from top surgery, which I'm healed now. It's looking good. And I am ready to get back on my mat now. So I haven't been working out, but we have been having some of the heartiest, richest, but like not in a bad way, soups all winter long, full of fucking veggies and homemade chicken broth. I mean, if I didn't lower my cholesterol, I don't know what else I can do. If I didn't fix myself, I think I must just be permanently broken. So, cross your fingers and your toes for me that I get a good bill of health because I really do like my PCP, and I feel like I'm disappointing my mother when I walk out and and my counts are wrong, because she's such a nice woman. So, if you are not already following the magic shop, the description box down below is where the link lives. Over there on BlueSky, you will find the astrological updates every day that there is one, and also random songs that come through my head. I call them channeled messages, but really it's just like, hey, my inner jukebox played a song that I thought you'd like. So if something in there calls out to you, call it a channeled message. If it just gets stuck in your head, call it an earworm. I don't really care. Uh, what I do care about is receiving some financial support. This is my sole source of income as a person with a disability, and I am begging you to put me to work, all right? In the description box down below is the link to my Buy Me a Coffee. Over there, I am writing a blog every 3 to 4 days. We are following the alphabet and cultivating our own little personal dictionary using equal and opposite words. For instance, the most recent blog is on the cultivation of the gods within. The opposite or antonym of cultivate is cast. To cast off, not a cast because you broke your little wing. To cast off, which comes from an Old Norse word meaning heap. My mind goes to a heap of garbage, a garbage heap, but to heap meant to throw originally. So, I am not locking any of those blogs behind a paywall. I am just asking that if you read them and you find something enjoyable or you learn something new and you'd like to buy me a coffee to say thank you, I would say thank you back. I greatly appreciate any support I receive. We are reading an excerpt today from Rachel Snyder's What There Is to Love About a Man until we've run out of excerpts. Why are we doing this? Because I love men. And I love celebrating the healthy aspects of masculinity, because far too often I find that we as a society focus on the unhealthy aspects. Today, as I'm out here working my life away, we're gonna read about work. It doesn't matter how many jobs a man may have, unless he's found his work. Not just the work that pays the bills, but the work that feeds his soul. The real work of a man goes on 24 hours every day, 7 days a week. The work to define his place in the world and to help create that world. The vocation that fits him like a glove and that no one else can do exactly like him. If he listens, work will call to a man. But until he's found his right livelihood, everything else will feel wrong. He can work for money or love or sheer satisfaction. He may wear a white collar, a blue collar, a pink collar, or no collar at all. He can work for wages or work for himself, work for the company or work for the store. A man can work with his hands or his head, but to work at what he loves, a man must work from his heart. He must give freely of the gifts that only he can give. Until he steps into his one true calling, a man's work will never be done. I just felt like that one, it called for a slow golf clap. I have loved work since I started working at 15 and a half. At the time, I was being I was being raised as a girl, so I took a lot of nanny jobs, babysitting jobs, etc. But my first real job, was a swimming pool store. My dad sold liners for in-ground swimming pools. He owned his own business. So he had a lot of colleagues in that industry, and one of his favorite phrases, he's passed on now, one of his favorite phrases was, "It's not what you know, it's who you know." I carried that with me, I mean, until I stopped working and my system took time off to be a housewife and a mother. But I did. I knew that I could get into any industry that I wanted if I knew the right people. And if I was the right person, right? You don't want to be a shitbag and just ooze and schmooze everybody. That gets obvious. They know that they're being used to gain access to employment. But if you know the right people and they trust you, they will offer you something, some sort of an opportunity. Well, my dad's friends offered me the opportunity to work behind the counter at their swimming supply store. I learned how to test water to determine what chemicals were needed to bring it back to balance. That wasn't very hard. You just put it into this machine, and the machine gave you a reading. Uh, and it I had all of the info to pick out the right chemicals. I knew nothing about chemicals. I was 15 and a half. But everything was laid out for me. So I made sense of it pretty quick, and soon enough I was quite competent, and I have a very vivid memory of people coming in looking to buy. It was either an above ground pool or a spa. And there was a woman there that was in charge of sales, but she was out. She was at lunch, she was on a break, whatever, she was gone. I didn't want to send the people away, so I grabbed her little book with the prices, and I thought, hell, I can do this. I've watched her walk people around the backyard and show them the pools multiple times. I guess what I'm trying to say is, from the very get-go, I've loved work. I've loved serving some sort of a purpose, and I honestly do believe that it's one of the reasons we, as a system, kind of lost our motherfucking minds. Just being someone's housewife and a mother. Add to that we kind of knew that there was something different about us. We kind of knew that the transness was transing. Um, so being someone's wife was not really an option anymore. But my soul lost its flame when I gave up working. It has been hard to accept that my physical body is pretty good. I mean, I'm pretty physically fit and capable of using my body for things, but the mind-body connection is a little wonky, to say the best. So it's been hard to accept a label of disability and know that I'm no longer a worker bee in the real world, in the 9 to 5. But a man must work from his heart. This is me working from my heart. I truly do love storytelling. I truly do love connecting. Uh, I used to say I love performing, but I no longer necessarily align with that particular word. I'm not performing for you guys. I took a couple of public speaking courses last year to refine the way that I speak on my videos. I have refined my graphic design skills so that the presentation of my videos is just slightly nicer. But this isn't a performance. This is just me talking to a phone as if it was you sitting in a chair across from me. And this is me working from my heart. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, I hope that we all have that we all have something that feels like it's our heart song. Makes me think of Happy Feet, where you have to find your heart song before you can find your match, your mate. Drop it in the comments if you've found your heart song. I'd love to hear what your first job was and what you're doing now. That'd be cool to know. Tell me about the characters in this story. Blue, green, and red. Blue, green, orange. Blue, green, and orange. I saw that as red. All right, so we've got the selfie, the group chat, the drama queen. So we have the magician upright, the Three of Cups upright. The selfie doesn't actually exist in the Rider-Waite deck, but it is giving an energy of a card that does exist. Yeah, I want to say that it's giving off the energy of like the Hierophant, but also judgment. Very much judgment. I mean, this is a judging energy. I know it's titled the selfie as if this person is taking a picture of themselves. They're not, though. In my opinion, they are analyzing somebody's social media and they are judging either themselves to be better than these people that they're scrolling by on social media, or judging these people as being foolish, facetious, etc. Right? Um, and with the Hierophant, it's about somebody's belief system. Okay, and so with the drama queen upright and correlating with the magician, um, and the group chat, which always gives Coven vibes to me. I mean, the Three of Cups in the Rider-Waite deck, Coven, this group chat, Coven. Um, there is a group that is collectively judging somebody or somebodies on social media for their belief system. And what I think is so interesting is that I'm fairly certain the person that they're staring at in their little phone, and these people, I said coven, they're all practicing magic. They're all witches. Some of them are herbalists. Some of them are, in the arts, poets, playwrights, performers. Some of them are craftsmen. And some of them do some sort of alchemy, science. I also want to give a shout out to, hex breakers, spell makers, generational curse breakers, right? The people with the particular form of magic that's, they offer spells for other people. I don't particularly resonate with that. I would never sell spells, but yeah, they're okay. So these are all people that are a part of an industry, a part of a craft. None of them are necessarily doing the same thing, but yet there's an energy of believing that an herbalist has a right to judge a poet, and a poet has a right to judge an alchemist. One of these things is not like the other. You can't judge what you don't know. You can't teach what you don't know. Um, Furthermore, if you're sitting here just judging away, when are you working? When are you putting in that work towards that Eight of Pentacles? When are you focusing, right? We talked about focus earlier this week on your craft. Riddle me that, Let's talk to the deck of chaos. King of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. Kind of popping out, also kind of wanting to stay put, stay hidden. Yeah, I gotcha, King of Wands, I gotcha. You're out. You're out there. There could be some people that are still in the closet. There could be some people that identify with the LGBTQIA community, and they are obsessively looking at others online that are out and living their lives out, and they are projecting their insecurities out. I'm saying out a lot. 2222 on the timer. Um there's an energy of some jealousy towards same-sex unions um from people who are not yet out. Maybe they're hidden in a marriage that they don't that they don't resonate with, and they are, rather than breaking off that marriage, making their way through the labyrinth towards their outness. They're just silently judging someone else for being happy and in a healthy same-sex union. They could possibly be projecting their own insecurities onto these couples, saying that it's not a healthy union, making up stories to appease their, gut feeling of just unhealedness, really. Six of Pentacles. These people are looking for reciprocity, but are not actually capable of giving anything. Going back to that group chat energy from a couple of days ago, where we were talking about the aunties just pouring out the wine on the floor. There is no reciprocity when all you're doing is just dumping out your cups. You need to be, this fluid needs to be moving through the group. All right, so there is a Page or Knight of Cups involved here. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. A young person, I want to say maybe 25, 27, going through that first Saturn return, could be all the way up to 30, early 30s. Give me a clarifier for that person. Four of Pentacles. Yeah, this person is holding on to outdated beliefs, childish fantasies. I almost want to say that this person fancies being in the closet because there's kind of an element of intrigue about being gay and your parents are just on the other side of the bedroom door, but they don't know what's going on. There's kind of something exciting about keeping a secret, but you know, in your mid-30s, if you're still needing to keep your love life a secret, you're not actually in your mid-30s. You are experiencing mental regression, and it is going to start to wreak havoc in your external world. Tell me about this King of Wands. I want a clarifier for them as well, please. This King of Wands is experiencing a distortion of their world. When I experience visual hallucinations, I could swear to you that there's a person sitting, sitting over my shoulder, and the minute that I look, it's gone. So I know that it's a hallucination, but it feels very real in the moment. This happens after near-death experiences. This happens after, anything that causes PTSD. Mine is chronic and lifelong because I have CPTSD. It's really solidified in there, that trauma. But this King of Wands might have just experienced a trauma. Who knows? It could be related to same sex. With a King of Pentacles, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. Yeah, and it's leaving them in a state of illusion and confusion. They're unable to articulate their words right now. They can't organize the words that are in here to get them to come out of here right. So that makes me feel like I'm going to grab the deck of plenty and pull 2 cards. Just 2. Need to wrap this up. I talked way too long about about my love for work. All right, so there's something to keep in mind about the next new moon. Two cards. Thank you. One more. Nope. One more. Okay. Yeah, so if this King of Wands... No, if this King of Pentacles could say something to this King of Wands, and or vice versa, possibly if they could say something to the class, if they could speak aloud. Nah, this is definitely personal. This is a personal conversation. The King of Wands and or the King of Pentacles is saying to the other, can you snatch my soul from me? I don't want to wait. Come take it. Take me where I ain't been before. Can you blow my mind? I can see how that would be hard to word. I can see how that would be hard to say aloud if you were currently in the closet. The person returning, King of Wands and or King of Pentacles, I'm not going to say who needs to say what, The person who is responding to the "can you blow my mind" is saying, keep about your wits, man. Keep about your wits. Know yourself and who you came in with. I'm fancying that the answer to the "can you blow my mind" is, yeah, man, absolutely I can, but fucking chill. You know what I mean? Like, fucking chill. Not only do you need to stop making it so hard to fucking speak to me, but like, it don't always gotta be about the wands. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of feeling like it's the King of Wands that's asking, to have their mind blown. And the King of Pentacles is just like, yeah, later. Later. But like, we're at Costco right now. Grab a sample. Be quiet. We can talk about that on the way home. Yeah, no, this story has kind of gone off of the rails, but I think the gist of this is couples who are choosing to be in the closet together are putting each other in a detrimental place. And at some point, one or the both of you is gonna get worn the fuck out. Lose your patience. That response is from the song, it's called Free Fall by Paris Paloma, and it's one of my favorite songs. Paris Paloma is just honestly incredible, but you know the song is about just letting go. Just let it all go. It's called Free Fall. Let this confusion, illusion, and fucking fear go. And that childish fantasy, let that go too. It's not actually that cool to be in the closet. Until next time, be well, be you.